Welcome back guys. In this video I'll be showing you how to use DLSS for AI Upscaler in conjunction with FSR frame generation in the Outlast Trials, Ghostwire Tokyo and Stranding. It's the standard version of the game, not a DirectX cut edition. I'll be testing these games on my Windows PC that has a Ryzen 5700X 3D processor and an RTX 2070 Super GPU. None of these games support any form of frame generation technique. So in order to inject FSR frame generation in these games, I'll be using NightX free Optiscaler mod. I'll kick things off with Death Stranding. In this game, DLSS auto exposure setting is disabled by default, so I'll be manually updating it via Optiscaler mod. Game comes with a very old version of DLSS Upscaler. I think it's version 2.1. Again, it's not the director's cut edition of the game. We'll be using the Daria build of Optiscaler version 0.7.7 preview 9. You can download it for free from Optiscaler's GitHub page. I'll give its link in the description. Expand the asset section, click on the .7g link here. Download the latest version of DLSS Upscaler from Tech Power Up's website. At the time of recording this video, it's version 310.3.0. Click on download here. Click on any of these servers, download will start. I didn't observe any noticeable improvements in terms of image quality with this new version of DLSS 4 compared to the previous version. However, this new version lowers the VRAM usage by around 30 to 100 MB depending on the resolution. That's it. Need to set the render preset to K in order to activate the transformer model of DLSS 4. I'll be verifying these details via DLSS Debug Overlay. In order to activate this DLSS Debug Overlay, I'll be executing the registry code provided by Amos. Just copy these lines. Create a new text file anywhere on your PC. Name it anything you want. I'll just name it as overlay. Change the extension from .txt to .reg. Hit enter. Yes. Select the file. Right click. Open with Notepad. Paste the lines here. Click on file. Click on save. Close and run this registry file. This will enable the DLSS debug overlay. If you want to disable it, just replace the number 4 here with 0. Like this. File. Save. Close and run this registry file. I'll revert the change as I want to enable the DLSS debug overlay. Select the file, right click, open. Click on yes. OK. That's it. Now I'll install Optiscaler mod. Open its archive file. Just copy the highlighted files, 3 of them. Need to paste them in the games install directory. Open your Epic Games library. Click on the 3 dots below the games box art. Click on manage. Click on the file icon here, folder icon. This will open the games install directory. Paste everything here. Change the name of optiscaler.dll file to d3d12.dll. Open optiscaler.ini file. Set dx12 upscaler to DLSS. Set fg type to optifg. Click on file, click on save, close. Now I'll be manually updating game's DLSS upscaler file. Current version 2.1.19.0. It's very old. Open the Upscaler's archive file that you downloaded earlier. Copy this DLL file. Need to paste it in the game's install directory. Replace the older version of DLSS Upscaler with the latest version. Highlight the file. Check its version. Yeah, it's the latest one. Now it's not a mandatory requirement to enable hardware accelerated GPU scheduling setting for using Optiscaler FSR frame generation. But if your PC has an RTX GPU, it's recommended to enable this setting. Right click anywhere on the desktop. Click on display settings, then click on graphics. Now click on advanced graphics settings. Enable hardware accelerated GPU scheduling setting from here. If your monitor supports variable refresh rate, enable the setting as well. Now I'll enable VSYNC from NVIDIA control panel. Death Stranding also does not support NVIDIA Reflex, so I'll also enable ultra low latency mode setting from here. Click on manage 3D settings, click on program settings. From this drop down bar, select Death Stranding. Scroll down until you find low latency mode setting. Just set it to ultra. Scroll down to the end. Enable VSYNC from here. My monitor is G-Sync compatible. I'll enable the corresponding settings for it. Click on setup G-Sync here and enable the following settings. Enable G-Sync compatible. Enable for full screen mode. Enable settings for the selected display model. I'll also enable G-Sync compatible indicator. This step is optional. Click on display here and check this setting, G-Sync compatible indicator. We are ready to run the game. Just make sure no third-party overlay like Afterburner or RTSS is running in the background. Otherwise, Optiscaler hotfix won't work properly. Death Stranding is an action-adventure game set in the United States following a cataclysmic event which caused destructive creatures to begin roaming the earth. The player controls Sam Porter Bridges, a courier tasked with delivering supplies to isolated colonies and reconnecting them via a wireless communications network. In-game settings, screen mode set to full screen, Full HD resolution, max frame rate 240, my monitor supports up to 240Hz refresh rate, VSYNC off, I have maxed out the settings. DLSS, set it to quality, upscaler, depth of field and motion blur disable, that's it. I'll use NVIDIA's performance overlay to show you the performance metrics. We are in, there's Sam, open Optiscaler Mod Settings by pressing the insert keyboard key. Now check out the DLSS debug overlay in the bottom left corner. Version of the upscaler is 310.3.0. Render preset used is A, so this is not the transformer model of DLSS 4. From Optiscaler mod menu, check this setting, render presets override. Under DLSS settings section, click on the drop down bar next to override preset and select preset K. Now click on apply changes. Render preset change to K. In DLSS debug overlay, it's working. DLSS auto exposure setting is off. This setting helps in reducing ghosting around the objects in the environment. Also fixes the texture shimmering effect produced by shiny objects. Just enable auto exposure setting from Optiscaler mod menu under init flag section like this. Setting got enabled. Base resolution 720p, upscale to full HD resolution. Using DLSS Upscaler, check the base performance first. Click on save INA here, close. There's Sam, need to descend the slope carefully. FPS here is close to 150. Game is running very nicely, very smoothly. Game is very nicely optimized. Death Stranding Part 2 was released just a week ago for PlayStation 5 platform to universal acclaim. Hopefully the game will get released on PC platform soon. Even Part 1 was released on PC platform quite late compared to the PlayStation release. Now I'll enable frame generation. Just open Optiscaler menu. Check this setting FG active. Check this setting FG hotfix. Set the limit value to 1. Check this setting FG extended. Check this setting FG allow async. I'll show you the debug view. Check this setting FG debug view. Verify that frame generation is working properly. No HUD elements are visible in the bottom middle image. Game's interface should not flicker with frame generation enabled. The color palette is exactly the same for the bottom middle and bottom right images. FSR smoothing effect should work properly. Only the DLSS debug overlay is visible as it's not part of the game's interface, so it will flicker. Just disable it after verifying the upscaler's details. Displays are working properly for all of the images. Disable the debug view. Save INA, close. Settings will get saved even after we start the game. You can see some cargo, grab it. Don't want to lose my balance. Carrying the cargo on my back. I need to cross the river. Don't want to lose my balance in the river. Resist the flow of the water. FPS increased to around 200. Game is running so smoothly. Can observe the added amount of smoothness. Game's HUD elements are not flickering. It's only the DLSS debug overlay that's flickering as expected. Not observing any artifacts around our character model. DLSS 4 is working very nicely. Oh no! Lost my balance there. Need to get up quickly. Made to the other side. Okay, now I'll show you how to enable DLAA. Just open Optiscaler mod menu. Check the setting ratio override. Set the value from 1.3 to 1.000. Click on save INI. Now check out the base resolution in DLSS debug overlay. It's still 720p. So DLAA is not working yet. We need to restart the game. Exit the game. Launch. Back to the game. Now check out the DLSS debug overlay. Base resolution is full HD, upscale to full HD resolution. So this is how we enable DLAA via Optiscaler mod. Reached my destination, just need to deliver the cargo here. Image quality is looking so sharp, so clean. This is amazing. After enabling DLAA, the FPS dropped to around 160. Still the game is running very smoothly. Highly recommended to use DLAA in this game. Gorgeous visuals. Now I'll test the next one. Ghostwire Tokyo. It's a horror action adventure game. The story is set in a fictionalized interpretation of Tokyo, Japan that has been overrun by supernatural entities and unleashed on the city by an occultist. The player character, a boy named Akito, who was fatally injured in a car crash, is found and possessed by a spirit who imbues him with several abilities, allowing him to fight against the specters, investigate the disappearances of Tokyo's population, and save his family. The game uses Unreal Engine 4. I tried using NVIDIA app to override DLSS Upscaler, but it was not able to update the upscaler to the latest version, so I'll manually update DLSS Upscaler. First, I'll install Optiscaler mod, open the mod's archive file, copy the highlighted files, 3 of them. Need to paste them in the game's install directory. Open your Epic Games library, click on the 3 dots below the game's box art, click on Manage, click on the folder icon here. Open Snowfall folder, open Binaries folder, open Win64 folder, paste the mod files here. Okay, they are already present here. I'll just delete them first. Paste. Change the name of optiscaler.dll file to txti.dll. Open optiscaler.ini file. Set tx12 upscaler to DLSS. Set FG type to OptiFG. Click on File, click on Save, close. Now I'll manually update DLSS Upscaler. Open the Upscaler's archive file, copy this DLL file nvngx_DLSS. Open the game's install directory, open Engine folder, Plugins folder, Runtime folder, NVIDIA folder, DLSS folder, Binaries folder, third party folder, Win64 folder. Replace the older version with the latest version. NVIDIA control panel settings for Ghostwire Tokyo. I'll set low latency mode to Ultra. VSYNC on, apply. Make sure no third party overlay like RTSS or Afterburner is running in the background. We'll be using NVIDIA's performance overlay to show you the performance metrics. We are ready to run the game. In game settings, resolution Full HD, film grain, chromatic aberration, motion blur quality disable, global illumination SSGI, shadow map quality high, level streaming distance maxed out, texture streaming quality maxed out. I have enabled ray tracing low to medium, upscaler DLSS using its quality preset. Yeah, we are in on the streets of Tokyo. Here FPS is close to 90. Stunning visuals. Look at the reflection quality.
What is up with this fog?
Some fog here can do some damage to me. Need to be careful. Stay away from the fog. Hazardous fog. Hitting the GPU bottleneck. Okay, I'll just enable Optiscaler FSR frame generation now. Open Optiscaler menu. Upscaler DLSS. Auto expose setting is on. Render preset used is K. Just enable FG active setting, FG hotfix setting, limit value set to 1, FG allow async setting. Show you the debug view. Verify that FSR frame generation is working properly. Again, displays are working properly for all of the images. No HUD elements are visible in the bottom middle image. Color palette is exactly the same for the bottom middle and bottom right images. Only DLSS debug overlay will flicker. Uncheck FG debug view. Click on save and let's just play the game. Base resolution 720p upscale to full HD resolution. You can force enable DLAA via Optiscaler menu if you want, completely up to you. Yeah, I can observe the added amount of smoothness. FPS increased to around 150. This is amazing. This area is blocked, thick fog.
What's that?
To go through here.
Let's check it out.
Enter that temple.
They're in our way. Take 'em out.
Trouble. Take out these things, whatever they are. Try to pull out its core. This creature is done. Another creature down. 130 FPS during combat. Buttery smooth experience. Lighting in this game looks so beautiful. Staggered that thing. Cleared the area. So very good experience with Optiscaler FSR frame generation in this game. Now I'll test the next one. The Outlast Trials is a first-person psychological survivor horror game that revolves around test subjects who are involuntarily recruited in a mysterious Cold War experiment. Its gameplay revolves around a 4-player co-op experience, but you can play the levels in solo mode. The game does not have any anti-cheat implementation, so there should not be any problems with using Optiscaler Mod. Open Optiscaler's archive file, copy the highlighted files, 3 of them. Open your Epic Games library, click on the 3 dots below the games box art, click on Manage, click on the folder icon here. Open OPP folder, open binaries folder, Win64 folder, paste the mod files here. Change the name of optiscaler.dll file to dxgi.dll. Open optiscaler.ini file, just set tx12 upscaler to DLSS and fg type to optifg. Click on file, click on save. I'll manually update DLSS Upscaler. Open the Upscaler's archive file, copy this DLL file nvngx_dlss. Open the games install directory. Open engine folder, plugins folder, runtime folder, nvidia folder, DLSS folder, binaries folder, third party, Win64. Replace the older version of the Upscaler with the latest version. NVIDIA control panel settings for Outlast Trials. Low latency mode set to ultra, VSYNC enabled. That's it, we are ready to run the game. Again, don't use a third party overlay like Afterburner or RTSS, otherwise Optiscaler hotfix won't work properly. I'll just use NVIDIA's performance overlay. In-game settings, full HD resolution, display mode borderless window, VSYNC off, no FPS cap applied. I have maxed out the settings, effects set to low, anti-aliasing off, DirectX version 12, motion blur disabled, NVIDIA DLSS enable using the Upscaler's quality preset, ray tracing on high. Yeah, we are in. Check out the DLSS debug overlay in the bottom left corner. Version of the Upscaler 310.3.0. Render preset is set to F. This is not the transformer model of DLSS 4. Auto Explorer setting is off as well. So open Optiscaler menu. Check the setting, render presets override. Set the preset to K, apply changes. Enable Auto Explorer setting from here. First I'll play the game without frame generation. Start a trial, solo, trial, kill the snitch, start. You can see the other players here. Trial is ready, I'll enter the shuttle. Level started. I'm at the police station, need to kill the snitch. Objective, infiltrate the police station. Night vision goggle. Look at this creep. Gorgeous looking visuals. It's a small level, not very intensive on the hardware. Here we are getting close to 100 FPS. I'll just enable Optiscaler FSR frame generation. Do it quickly. Not safe out here. FG active setting on, FG hotfix setting on, limit value set to 1, FG aliasing setting on, FG debug view, verify that frame generation is working properly. Your displays for all of the images are working properly. No HUD elements are visible in the bottom middle image except for the DLSS debug overlay. Color palette is exactly the same for the bottom middle and bottom right images. Door is locked. Debug view disabled. Save and bash. Made it. Objective complete. FPS increased to around 170. Can observe the added amount of smoothness. Animation quality is looking buttery smooth now. No one's chasing me. Picked up the bottle. Can use it to create a distraction. Seems to be a mine. Go through here. Medpack. It's locked. Lockpick is required to open it. Don't have one. Block from the other side. Night vision goggles are running low on battery. This is not good. Someone's guarding this area. You can enable DLAA via Optiscaler Mod menu if you want. Quickly do it. Open Mod menu, check the setting ratio override, set the value to 1, save and restart the game. Back to the game. Check out the base resolution in the DLSS Debug overlay, Full HD, upscale to Full HD resolution. This means DLAA is working. FPS dropped to around 90. Yeah, this area is very heavy on the GPU. Oh no, there's a creep guarding this area, need to be careful. So Optiscaler mod works very nicely even in this game. That's it with the video guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.